Hello artists! So today we're going to be learning how to mix our very own skin tones using paints. So here what I've got set out here is I've got my paper towel. I got this extra palette out so that you could see the skin tone I'm making a bit better. But you could do it right on your regular palette. And then I've got my brush, my water, and the colors I'm going to need red, yellow, blue. If I have a lighter skin tone, I'm going to need a white. And for some, I might need a black. So I do have that available. All right. First thing I'm going to do is my skin tone. What we normally think to do for a skin tone with paint is we normally think about the color brown or peach. But to create our own very unique skin tones, because they're all very unique, we want to actually try to mix our own. So I'm going to go ahead and take some red here. We're going to start by making a red orange. So I'm going to take my red here, I'm going to get a bit more than that, and just get it on this palette here. Then I'm going to wash out my water brush so that I can get my next paint. Make sure I wipe it off to get the excess water out. Then I'm going to go ahead and take some yellow. I want to make sure to create more of a red orange rather than just straight orange. So if you don't feel like yours is red orangish enough, you can add a bit more yellow. Make sure that you wash out your brush every time in between and you get the excess water out. And I would wipe it till it's clean. I feel like I need just a little bit more yellow in mine. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of blue to my, just a tiny little bit. So, tiny little bit of blue. I can always add more. I cannot take it away. So, I want to make sure that I'm adding just little bits at a time. It's going to create this tannish brown color. Not quite what we would think of a brown color, but it's going to create a tannish brown. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more, I think. It's not quite the color I'm looking for. And if I needed to go back in and I needed to add any more red or yellow because I darkened it too much, I'm able to do that. I think in this case I'm going to add just a little bit more yellow to the mix. I feel like I added too much red in the beginning. And it kind of depends. You have to play around with these colors a little bit. So for some, this might be your skin tone right here that you've just created. This might be it. This might be your skin tone right here, right? But if this is too dark for my skin tone, or not enough like red to my skin tone, or what I would say pink, then what I'm going to do is, if I have a lighter skin tone like I do, I'm going to go ahead and add some white into my mix here. It's going to create a peachy color. It's going to create a peachy color. So I feel like this is pretty close to my skin tone. I feel like this is a pretty close comparison to my skin tone. Maybe I need to add a little bit more yellow because there's too much pink in it. So if that's me, then maybe I add a little bit more yellow to the mix here. And maybe I would also add a bit more white. Make sure I wash this out. I don't want to get other colors in my white. Maybe I would also add a bit more white to my skin tone. Like this. This would create yet another skin tone like that. Maybe my skin tone is a bit more rosy, like with a little bit more pink in it. So I could add a bit more red to it. To my yellow, I would need to add a little bit more blue. I feel like I've added quite a lot of other colors to this mix. And then from here I would, again, if I have a lighter skin tone, right, I would, I think I'm going to add just a tidge more blue to it. And I would go ahead and add some more white. to my skin tone. I feel like I'm missing some yellows in there. I feel like I went too light too fast. There we go. And from here I would add, if I have a super, super light skin tone, then I would add some more white to it. If I have a darker skin tone though, right, and so now I've created 4 different colors of skin tones here. If I have a darker skin tone though from here, like it's darker than that, then what I actually need to do is I might start by, I'm going to go ahead and mix my base again here. I'm going to mix my base here right on top. I'm going to add some red in. And then I'm going to add my yellow in. Then I'm going to add my little bit of blue in. Maybe I add a little bit more blue. The blue is really going to help darken it so that I really get a nice deep skin tone color, right? So here's an even darker skin tone color right here, right? So this was my original base from last time. This is my new original base from this time. If I like this color, but it needs to be a few shades darker, then I would actually grab a little bit of black, just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. It does not take a lot of black to get a darker color. And from here, maybe this is my skin tone if I'm going darker here, right? Maybe this is closer to my skin tone. So to find your skin tone or the skin tone you're painting, you're going to use these basic colors, red, yellow, blue for your base, and then you're going to add white or black to get the right lightness or darkness. Happy experimenting!